Welcome everyone to massive unboxing number 17, and these are going to be the remaining models from Airliners International that I did not do a video on yet. So these are the rest of the models I picked up. We're going to start here with two regional jets to start it off. We have a Delta Connection CRJ 700 and an American Eagle ERJ 145. So let's look at the Delta Connection. I already have one of these. This is the, what was it, 2015 release? Yeah. This is my second one, given to me by AS Aviation. So thank you so much, Saul, for giving me this fantastic model. This will be my fourth CRJ 700 for Delta. Very useful for Atlanta and other model airport projects. He gave it to me because there was a, when he glued this landing gear here, it kind of didn't quite work out perfectly. So it has a little bit of a wobble to it. Sort of has a weird sit to it, but I'll definitely take it because I can definitely use CRJ 700s. This is in Endeavour AR version, from what I remember, and it'll be very useful for my model airports. So I consider doing other model airports, not just other Delta hubs, not just Atlanta. So maybe like doing one off Salt Lake City, one off Minneapolis, one off Detroit, one off JFK. JFK would be a lot more difficult because there's a lot more airlines that fly in there. But let me know if y'all want to see some of the other Delta hubs covered on this channel. Could be an interesting video series. Well, like once a year I do a Salt Lake City model airport video or something. But anyway, here we have this ERJ 145. This is American Eagle. I have never gotten a current livery 145 in 400 scale. So I bought this. It was $39. Really good deal at the show, and I'm very happy with the model. So this one is, I believe this is the Endeavour Air variant, as shown by the model here. Let me just check the registration real quick to see if that's the case. This one's actually a Piedmont at 603 X-Ray Charlie. So actually that's pretty awesome because Piedmont are the operators of these right now. So really cool to get, so I can use it in my airports, and you'll definitely see it around in some of my model airports. And this one is an Endeavour Air variant. So really good to add these two. Let's take a closer look at these two models. Alright, so we're going to start off here with the nose of the aircraft. I'm very familiar with these aircraft because I operate them for Commute Air as a dispatcher. But yeah, Piedmont titles here. You can see this like yellow box. That's a panel that can be removed. There's no parcel registration or anything written on nose gear, but you can see the pointed nose cone, which is very well known for the 145. We have the cockpits, windows there, which is very small, and then of course the L1 door, which is actually very, very tiny, and this door does not fold down like CRJ. It comes out, and then you have to pull the boarding bridge. We have the American Eagle titles, and we've got the main cabin, the overwing emergency exit. This is a taxi light here. Got the classic gears where the hub is kind of behind the gear doors, which is interesting to see. Registration. We have the rear bin right here below the engine, and then the main engine cowlings for the E145. This is a clamshell style. So clamshell style for the thruster vessels. Not too many of those left, and the APU housing detail and horizontal stabilizer. And you can see, got the CRJ 700, you can see it does have quite a bit of a lean to it. But I mean, for my purposes, that's something that I can deal with. There's nothing wrong with the model, it just sort of is how it was. So, cockpit windows, Endeavour Air titles. There should be a parcel registration, I think that is right here. SkyTeam logo, door that folds down, Delta Connection titles. See our forward bin door. Overwing emergency exit. Nice detailing here on the wing. 708 Echo Victor. I have worked on this one, I believe. Got the cargo bin in the rear, got the engines, and then the APU housing detail with the Delta tail. So really neat model, even if it isn't in perfect condition. But I mean, I'll take it. I can definitely have use for it. The next two models are these here. We got the British Airways Airbus 350 1000 flaps down, and the EVA Air Boeing 777-200 LRF from Albatross models, or better known as JC Wings, but rebranded for the models that have licensing issues. So these two models are ones I was picking up. The BA was on my list to pick up. And that one I picked up at Texas Airplane Store. Really cool model. And this one I picked up at a table. I forget what the store is called, but they had a ton of really good deals on used models. This is not the only one I got from them. I also got the JetBlue 320 and another model you'll see in this unboxing from that table. So let's take a look at these. Except, oh, where are the models? Well, y'all have probably seen these models already in videos. If you've watched my last two model airport videos, these models were shown. So let's pick them up from the airport and bring them over. Alright, here's the, where's the A350? 777, it's right here. Pull it out from the cargo section. The 777. The A350 is over here. There we go. There's the A350. So yeah, let's take a closer look at these two models. Alright, here we go. We have the 777-200 LRF from Eva Air. This was one of the first models produced on the current JC Wings Gemini Jets 777 mold. This is the 777-200 LR. I think this was the first one they unveiled. It was the 200 LR, and they did a bunch of cargo ones. Like they did this, they did the ANA, did a couple of those. And then they did the 300 ER, and then they updated 200 ER a little bit later. But starting off, we had the brand new nose shape, which looks really good on this mold. Copper windows, which are placed correctly. Parcel registration there on the nose gear. Got the L1 door. We have the registration, which is actually sewn on the front of this aircraft as well as on the back, which is unique. Bravo 16781 is the registration, so it's very unique that they put that reg up front. You don't see that very often on aircraft. As per usual, the gears roll, but not super well. We got the Eva Air cargo titles. You can see a lot of details here on the lower section of the aircraft. Eva Air cargo and antenna. We got our mighty GE90 engines, which are on the 777-200 LRF. Looks very good. The gears do tilt and they roll. We have a window back here, 777F, another antenna. We've got a SATCOM box there and an antenna up top. Got the registration once again, and the amazingly detailed APU housing detail looks fantastic. It's a very good shape. It's the best one I've seen on any 777 ever. And of course you got the navigation globe logo there for Eva Air. A very nice model. Another very nice model is this British Airways Airbus 350-1000 by Gemini Jets. While their mold is maybe not quite up to par with the Aviation 400 and the NG models versions, it is still a good mold. And we're going to start off here with the nose shape and the cockpit windows. These windows do appear to be, unlike on my Delta, these appear to be correctly placed. So that's a huge bonus. Parcel registration, BA likes to do that. Right here, BB. And got our pitot tubes up front and a steady port here. Parcel registration, I believe it's XWBB. Got the classic British Airways logo, L1 door. One world titles, British Airways titles. We have our business class cabin. From my understanding, the A350-1000 has no first class cabin for British Airways. I believe they call their business class Club World. Could be wrong on that, but yeah. An antenna. Got the crown logo, which was added around 2012. We have the L2 door. That's more information about British Airways. Got our premium economy cabin. These are the Rolls-Royce, or at least the Trend 1000s. Someone could tell me if I'm correct on that. I believe these are the Trend 1000s on the A350-1000. You can see the slats, which are extended on this one too. Looks really nice. Look at those extended slats, looking super nice. Moving on to the winglet with the British Airways logo. I love it how a lot of airlines are putting their logo on the winglet of the Airbus 350. It looks nice. Delta does it too. The slats and flaps look really nice with the flaps down detail. Gears roll and tilt as per usual. We have another antenna right up here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. L3 door. A SATCOM box and another antenna. Golf X-ray Whiskey Bravo Bravo is the registration. we have the L4 door, APU housing detail, and the British Airways logo, which is a stylized version of the Union Jack flag. Looks really, really nice. I really do like the BA livery, and I'm super happy to have the A350-1000 to my collection. I just need to get the 777-200ER, and then I'll have 777-200ER and the 7879, and I'll have the entire currently active British Airways widebody fleet. I already have the 787-8, 787-9, 777-300ER, and the A380. This is my 5th British Airways aircraft. This is the A350-1000, so I just need to get 222 and 789, and I'll have all 7 widebody types in the BA fleet. I didn't pick up just a bunch of models though. There are some accessories I picked up at Airliners International. This is some Gemini 200 GSE, which I was actually given by one of the people going to the show. Again, I'm sorry I can't remember what your name was, but thank you so much, sir, for the fantastic GSE. We'll take a look at it. The other item I bought is a set of JC Wings Super Tugs. So this is a pack of 4 of them. And so yeah, let's take a look at these. We'll start with the Super Tugs here. See, it's, as far as I remember, these are non-titled in terms of an airline. They're just branded as like a Super Tug. I don't remember, but let's take a look at these. Oh, this is branded for somebody. Eve Air, I think. Yeah, I think these are Eve Air. They've got like the Hello Kitty branding on them, which for those of you who don't know, not the biggest fan of, but the Super Tugs look nice. Well, are they all painted differently? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, every single one is painted differently. That's cool. Then we have the Gemini Jets 200 scale GSE. This was part of 2 sets they came out with that all had GSE. And then there's these as well. We'll take a look at these a little bit later in the video, but this is really cool. We'll talk about this in a second. But yeah, 200 scale GSE right here. The person who's giving it away to me, he also has some little model cars in here too. So those are included, which is really neat. Yeah, these have more detail than the 400 scale versions for sure. Alright, so let's take a look at the GSE. We're going to start here with one of the belt loaders. As you can see, it has fairly decent amount of detail for a 200 scale model. Not as detailed as the 200 scale belt loaders I bought in that custom video that you probably saw where I got the custom GSE. That wasn't really detailed belt loaders, but this is still decent. As you can see, the portion came off, but you know, that is what it is. It tilts, you know, it's fairly basic, but looks alright. There's the driver's seat where I had the individual in. There we go. Put him back. We don't allow brakes here. What's a brake? This is the ULD loader. More detailed than the 400 scale version, as you can see, but basically the same thing. If you want in the down position, just take this off. That's in the down position. The extended version looks like this. This one doesn't really want to stay, but that's what it looks like. So that's the ULD loader in its raised position. We have 2 pushbacks to include the set. I'm disappointed that doesn't come with 2 tow bars. It really should come with 2 tow bars. You should have 1 tow bar per pushback. And in many cases, really, most airports and airlines who operate these have multiple tow bars per pushback. So they really got the proportion wrong. But you can see it's just a diesel or gas pushback. Nothing too special here. I do like the connection point on this is much better on the 400 scale version, because you can see here, the tow bar, once it's in, it's going to stay in there pretty good, and it has a nice range of motion. So this looks like a fairly standard tow bar. This would be a CRJ or 717 style tow bar. Most of these are going away from the yoke style tow bars, and they're going towards a jaw lock tow bar, which instead of the yoke here, just has a kind of like clamps in the middle, so instead of it breaking out, it just goes in one piece. Anyway, this is the other pushback. It's a smaller pushback, so it's supposed to be like a lighter weight class one, but still fairly plain. Nothing too special to detail here, but you know, still decent enough. Alright, we then move on to the little tug tractor here. See some details, basically just like a little tug model tractor. A little person, a little driver there, a little light there. This is a bag cart. It's not that great a representation of a bag card, but you know, it'll do. This one is a dolly with a ULD. Again, not that great a representation of one by Gemini Jets, but it's acceptable. This is another bag card. It's one of the open style ones. Again, not that great of detail, but it's fine. This is actually not too bad. This is supposed to be a GPU, I think. GPU or air start card. It's hard to tell. But you can see some radiator detail. You can see the smokestack. It's painted. You can see some controls there. Another radiator. And then the compartment box on this side. So I believe it's supposed to be a GPU. But this one's actually one of the better detailed pieces. So it actually looks pretty decent. And then I also got some figures included, as well as this fire hydrant here. So that's pretty cool. A really neat set. And thank you to the individual who gave them to me. And then finally, it does come with 5 sedans as well. These were ones that he just included. So 200 scale sedans. Got a green one, a red one, and 3 white ones. So you can definitely park them on the ramp somewhere and make them look good. I did, while I was there, pick up another belt loader from my good friends at Coast Diecast. So yeah, he gives these away with like every purchase, and they're pretty decent. I mean, again, nothing special in the detail and form scale, but it's nice to have these. You can never have enough belt loaders. Trust me, when you're building a model airport, you can never have enough of these things. Always need more. And then finally, with the GSE, here we have our Super Tugs. So these are EVA Air ones. Up front, you can see 2 standard livery EVA Air ones, and then in the back, there are 2 Hello Kitty ones. Obviously, that's not really a franchise of interest to me, but they are still really neat, and these are very highly detailed by J.C. Wayne. So let's take a close look at them. So here is what the Super Tug looks like. You can see the cab up front. It's very nicely detailed there. And then we got the EVA Air, what looks like the EVA Air branding on the side. Back, this is where the aircraft would be hooked up. See that there? Essentially, you put the nose gear in the well there. It's got good detail. Front, back, sides, top. Of course, bottom is not really going to be anything to be detailed, but you know, the detail on these is very good. So we got 2 standard ones. Then we have 2. These appear to be Hello Kitty branded ones. So there's this one here. And then there is this one, which also has some white branding on it. So yeah, that's the Super Tugs. They are definitely going to be very useful in my collection. Might be interested to see what they look like with an aircraft. Well, let's pull out some of the aircraft. So here's that BAE 350-1000. Here's what that looks like with the Super Tug. And then while we're at it, here is the EVA Air Cargo 777-200LR. So there you go. Makes a lot of sense. You can see it raises the nose up a little bit. That's pretty common. But you know, really cool little pushbacks that you can use at your airport. These are usually most commonly used to tow aircraft from one part of the airport to another. Sometimes they'll be used for actually pushing back aircraft. You don't see that as often. It's usually a towing aircraft service vehicle. So yeah, that's those, and these are neat additions to the collection. You'll definitely see them on the airport. Next up, we got some interesting models here. This is from 3D Design Decks. I actually got to meet the person who makes these, and this is his little pack of 4-pack of Cessna 172s, and this was at Airliners International, and he actually gave this to me to do whatever I wanted with them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and unbox them here in this video. Thank you so much for giving these to me. So you can see it says 1/4 scale Cessna 172 Skyhawks 4-pack. And you can see it has some information here on the back. They are made in Canada. So these are really neat. That they look to actually be decently detailed, and they are 3D printed. Yes, this one, the wheel did come off, but that occurred in shipping. It was actually great. It was actually in perfectly fine condition when I got it, but it got kind of slightly smooshed in the box a little bit. But let's take a look at these and see how good 3D printed Cessnas can be. And I've seen that they're actually going to be making some other models too. This is like some of the first models they're doing. They're doing like a Beech 1900, which looks really neat. and then they're gonna do some other aircraft too. So I'm interested to see where this company goes. But yeah, let's take a look at what their first product is. At their Cessna 172s. I want to carefully take these out of their packaging. Here is the second one. Just taking a quick look at it. The spindle doesn't spin, but that's fine. Looks like it does have paint on it, or some sort of paint, so it's not that gray color. So it is at least, you know, white with the copper window details. All right, so let's take a close look at this model. As you can see, we got our spin up front. We got our landing gears. Got the famous like little strut that goes up to the highway in the Cessna. Little copper window there. There's a window in the rear. Got a wing detail, horizontal vertical stabilizer. If you can keep it like level, it looks good, like that. See if I can. But you're gonna need to find something to like hold it in the back, like a little clear plastic something or something, just a little something to keep it down. Because if I do it like this, you can see it actually looks pretty good. So yeah, that's the 3D design deck. Cessna 172 comes in 4-pack. I don't remember what the cost is. I don't think it's too much from what I remember. But pretty neat little models here that I'll definitely have use for in my model airports. Alright, here we go. The last stack of models for this video. You can see we've got 6 models here. In fact, you can't even see them all in the view. But there you go. 6 models, and we're going to take a look at these. I think every single one of these except for these 2 came from a different source. So let's start looking at them and take a look at them. So this one up top, this one is a really neat model. This is the JetX 1/400 scale American Airlines MD-82. This is the polished one. So they made 2 of these. This is November 442 Alpha Alpha. They also made 475 Alpha Alpha. This is a really neat model. So let's take a look at it. I got it for really good deals, you can see here, from the Texas Airplane store. I was surprised at how cheap it was. Because usually this model goes for around $100 on eBay, or a bit more. You can see the detail. Look at that, it's incredible. Is this one for black nose? No, it is not, but look at that real polish is incredible. I will say this, I already have an offer from someone to buy it, so I am most likely going to take him up on it and sell it. I'll give you a hint, this individual already has a large American Airlines collection. That's to be a hint, and I'm selling him this and another American model that I bought so that it's getting its own video. Oh, look at that polish. Wow, that is the shiniest polish of any model I've ever seen. Plastic wings, but whoa, that is a wowzer. Whew. Wow, I'm just looking at it. See, pretty. Look at that. Do I want to sell it? Next up, we have a 737-900 Turkish Airlines. Now you might be wondering, why am I buying this? Because this would not fit my criteria as per usual. This is a Turkish 737-900. This is an Apollo model, if I remember correctly. I bought this model from AS Aviation. And it comes with a stand. But I bought this because I need it for a model airport that I'm doing. That model airport has Turkish Airlines flying regularly with the 737-800, 737-900, MAX 8, and MAX 9. So this model fits the criteria of what I'm looking for that airport. It's a European airport, I'll give you that as a hint. Next up, another great model, great deal. This is the Southwest Illinois one in the Canyon Blue Tail. Now for a long time, this was a very expensive model, $100 to $150 model. Picked this up for $45 at the show. Again, I forget what the table was called. I picked up this and the JetBlue 320 and the Eva Air 777. All great deals from that table. There was a couple other good deals I didn't pick up on. But here you go. Here's the 700. Looks so nice. It's in good condition too. So this would have been a $100 model just a few years ago. But then of course the newer Illinois one release came out and a lot of people want that one. But this one is probably the better model. The detail is not quite the same as on the new one, but The quality is probably a bit better than that Illinois one. I did a review on it back in the day when I got it, like early 2021 when the model came out, because it has a couple of issues. Let's move on to another model. This is another free model that I got, courtesy of AS Aviation as well. This is the US Airways Piedmont 319. This is actually the second one of this model that I have. I actually already own one of these, but this one is special because he did a modification to it. You can see what the modification is. It has American Airlines titles on it. So, looks good. Wheels are in great shape, so I'm definitely going to be using this model. Obviously, there's the new Gemini release that came out in, I believe it was July 2019, along with that deluxe terminal. April 2019, correction. But the engines are too big. This one has correct size engines, so I may end up actually getting the Gemini version, but this one is, ironically, despite the custom, more realistic. So, and also AS does really nice customs. His have always been really good, for my opinion. Next up, we got another model that I end up picking up, getting for free. Again, I forget who gave this one to me, but the American Airbus 330-300. This was a model that I kind of wanted back in the day. Is this a 2015 release? Yeah, it was. Really neat. They released the 200, I think the 300, and I never ended up picking up either, but I always kind of wanted to for my Charlotte Douglas Airport. And yes, this is why. There's not exactly any landing gear with this one. So you're getting a landing gearless model. So I have to source some landing gear for it. Looks like at some point someone did try to put some landing gear on the nose. You can see that zinc coming through. So I have to figure out the landing gear situation here. But I should be able to source some main gears and a nose gear for this at some point and be able to get that on there. But for now, I've got a fuselage here. An Airbus 330 fuselage that I can use for something. So as a result, I'm not going to show the detailed close-up of it because it's broken. That's generally a policy. If a model is broken, I generally do not do a close-up of it. But yeah, cool model. Something I can do something with, a project model for the future. And then finally, we have a model that I bought from Texas Airplane Store. This is not one that was on my list, nor was it a necessity, but I decided to pick up as it would be a new airline to the collection, Condor. This is the Boeing 757-300 on the what is very good Gemini Jets 757 mold. So let's get it. I decided to pick this up over the Airbus 330 because I don't really like the color scheme on the Airbus 330, and the blue color scheme, I will say, has grown on me. The Condor livery is starting to grow on me to an extent. And I don't hate the blue. In fact, actually, as I'm seeing it in person, this actually looks really neat. It's very unique. Definitely nothing else like it in the skies. So let's take a close look at these final set of models. Taking a look at the models here we have the Condor 757-300. Truck's just randomly beeping out there. Anyway, here are the Condor 753 by Gemini. See the cockpit windows actually look to be in the correct position. Nice to see. This is obviously the unique livery here with the vertical stripes, white and blue stripes, and they have a bunch of different versions of this in different colors. The blue one is, in my opinion, the least offensive. L1 door, Condor titles, got our first class cabin, L2 door, and antenna up top. Got our engines with the white engines, the Condor logo. Overwing emergency exits. The wheels do roll, no tilting, but they do roll. Got our wingtip detail, Condor logo. And then continue on, we have the L3 door here, right there. Got our registration and our L4 door. Tail number is Delta Alpha Bravo Oscar India. APU housing detail and the horizontal stabilizer with the Condor logo there in silver. One thing I did want to point out, I'm going to need to raise up the camera to do this, is the wingtip on the other side also has the pattern, but horizontally, which is a little bit different. So pretty neat to see. Nice model, no SATCOM box on here at all, just one antenna up top, and that's it. So yeah, not a whole lot in terms of antenna details, but you get one. Next up, here we go, we got the Apollo models, 737-900. Now this model is not going to be quite as good as some of the Gemini or NG versions, but it's still decent. You can still see cockpit window detail, Starline's logo. There's some writing up here on the front which you can't quite read, but you can see what looks like a parcel registration on the nose. The gear, not quite as good. Turkish Airlines logo, L1 door, still see steady port here. The engine for the CFMs looks decent. The gear looks to be basically the same as the Phoenix gear, with that unpainted metal look there. So they look very similar to the Phoenix ones. The inside of the engine, is there no detail in there? It's hard to tell. There's very little detail there, if any, in there. But overall, the shape is pretty decent. Overwing emergency exits. Got the Turkish logo there on the wheeler, which looks neat. Got the flower. I want to say this is a tulip. Someone tell me what flower this is in the comment section. We got our extra escape detail. On United Airlines is actually at row 30 on the aircraft, and you literally can't tell it's an escape exit on the inside. The only way you can tell is that it's a row with only one window instead of two. 737-900 and the registration, as well as the Turkish flag and the tail skid. Tail numbers: Tango Charlie Juliet Yankee Juliet. Yeah. And so yeah, APU housing detail, pretty decent there. Next I've got the American Airbus 319. This is the US Airways version as the model was made, but you can see the modification are the American tires, which actually look pretty good. See the black nose cone there? No, this one didn't have a smiley face. PSA had a smiley face. Top windows, L1 door. Actually, for when this model was made back in 07, pretty decent details you can see here. Even the fan blades are black with some detail inside them. So for an 07 model, this is pretty good. You can see the US Airways logo on the winglet, the registration, and the Allegheny titles there. Tail number 745 Victor Juliet. With the American titles, looks good. I could definitely use this in my modern airport. Next up, here we have Illinois 1 with the Canyon Blue. Copper windows, correctly leveled, unlike on the newer one. You can see the eagles there. Very much similar detail to that model, to the newer one. Just look at how detailed that state board is. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous model. Of course, it has the Canyon Blue tail, which looks so nice on this aircraft. Tail number is November 918 Whiskey November. Why not? Of course, gray winglet, brown wheel caps, which looks so neat. Such a nice model. I really like this one. And then finally, we have this, the star of the show, honestly, the JetX MD-80 polished. This is crazy, this level of detail. I already have a customer for it who's gonna buy it, but oh my, it looks so nice. This one has the gray nose cone, so it's the later ones. See the L1 door, copper windows, nose cone detail. Escape slide is just below the door, that's why that's there. American Airlines titles. We got a bunch of details here. Overwing emergency exits, the wing to the wingtip. The detail on this is actually quite good. Got our rear emergency escape door. Got the amazing engines. These are, I forget what these are. Are these the Pratt Whitney JT8 somethings? I forget what they are exactly. But the detail is pretty good. APU housing detail. And we got the American Airlines title, the American Airlines flag, and the registration. So this one is 442 Alpha Alpha. I believe this was in the batch of aircraft that was retired in, not in 2019, but there was a batch that was retired in like late 2016, 2017. This one was in that batch. But yeah, really neat airplane. Look at that polish. That polish is ridiculous. Best polish I've probably ever seen on any model. You can see our forward two bins, and we got the rear bin there. A classic detail on the MD-80. Such a nice model. So that will do it for Massive Unboxing 17. These are the rest of the models I got from Airliners International 2023. What a great convention and a great experience it was. I met so many great people, got a bunch of really good models, as you saw by this and the last Massive Unboxing, and by some of the other videos I've done on it. What an awesome experience it was, and I definitely look forward to going to Airliners International 2024 in Kansas City. If you can go, I recommend it. So yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.